there, it is Phoebe with Quilted Pig here with you today. I'm working on a quilt right now for a customer where I'm using rulers to do straight lines. I'm fairly new to ruler quilting, even though I've been quilting for a long time, and so I thought I'd just share the little things that I've learned with you. Um, as I scroll back here, you can see that the fabric has like an argyle print to it, and so my customer requested that I go down the diamonds to outline the diamonds. And it's hard to see on camera. I've tried taking pictures 15 different ways, but it makes a cute little puffy pillow, and it doesn't say, hey, look at me on the thread. Um, so that's what I'm doing, that's what I'm working on, and I thought I'd share with you guys how I'm doing it. I'm working with a short ruler today. This one happens to be from Handy Quilter. It I bought it after a workshop a few years ago. It's called the Versatool by Suzanne Michelle Highland, in case you're wondering. And they've got some other rulers out right now as well, including some that were designed by Angela Walters. But like I said, I don't do a ton of ruler work, so I don't have a ton of rulers. Um, I also have this ruler. Now this one is a lot bigger. You can see just in the difference of the sizes. Let's see if I can get it up in the right place. The other big difference between the two rulers is the larger one has the little bump stops at the end are, when you line it up, you line the line that you want to quilt on with the bump stops. And that gives you that 1/4 inch when you come in because your foot is a 1/4 of an inch. On the smaller one, there are actually lines marked in the ruler. They're on the underside. I think you can see them better against the quilt than you can in my hand. And on this one, you line the line here up with the foot, or the line you want to quilt on, and that when you put your foot in place, that gets you to the right place. It's also got different lines all around it for different applications, like doing clamshells and things like that, and the longer one does as well. Because I'm doing short little lines, these diamonds are only about 1.5 inches across, 1.5 inches across there, and they're about 2 inches that way. So because I'm doing short little lines today, I'm just using the shorter ruler. So like I said, I thought I'd show you guys how I'm doing it, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments box below. I will be happy to answer. Like I said, I am fairly inexperienced with rulers, but I have learned a lot doing this particular quilt. So I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm going to move my lamp a little bit here. Get in here to where I want to start. Pull up my thread from the bottom. And I'm going to do an anchoring stitch. Okay, so that's in. Preferably you don't have your lamp pressing against your machine, causing the machine to rock. Okay, so what I'm going to do is basically a zigzag all the way across the quilt. That will allow me to go all the way across and then come back and start over without breaking thread. So this first little notch, I'm just going to do it free-handed. I am using the stitch regulator for this. So what you do, you get the ruler, you've lined it up with where your stitching is. Now the little bump stop line, I put on the line that I want to go to. So I'm pointing to where I want to go. And I'll just use my, like I said, stitch regulator and trace right down the ruler. I do have the extended plate. Now I hit stop so that I could keep talking here. But I do have the extended plate on underneath this, so that's that gives the ruler some support when I press on it. Not pressing too hard, just kind of holding it and guiding next to it, but not pressing against it really hard. So I'll turn the ruler to my next line that I want to go to and stitch to it. Turn the ruler again, line up, I'm lining up the back and the front. And off I go. Now if they don't line up exactly, like say you take one stitch too far, or this one kind of looks like it might be one stitch not quite enough, what I do is go ahead and line up with the ruler, and then I get the bump stop that I'm going to as far out as I can, and still line it up with the line on the quilt that I want to go towards. And that will kind of split the difference a little bit and make it work so that it stays still close enough to the line that it's going to be what you want it to be. So like I said, I'm just going to zigzag. Oh, I didn't put my stop out far enough. Zigzag down these argyles all the way to the end. Back and forth, line up the ruler. And the thing with these diamonds, because it's fabric, we all know it stretches, it might not be printed exactly right. So that's why I'm using the whole split the difference idea on this. I get down here. And this is essentially a whole cloth quilt, so I think it's a little bit more than a yard long of this fabric. So I'm just continuing to follow the diamonds, moving my ruler back and forth. It goes pretty quickly once you kind of get the hang of it. I like having this little smaller ruler, and I could see why people would like the bigger one for if you were quilting longer lines. But this one allows me to just whip it back and forth, I guess. And not all the corners match perfectly. I mean, obviously that's our goal. But the overall effect on this quilt is really cool. I've did a big section of it yesterday on another part of the quilt. See, I didn't get all the way to the stop, so I just scooch it on out, still following that line. And keep going. You might, oh, I don't really like that one. I'm going to hit stop. There we go. Sometimes when you're using your stitch regulator, that can work against you. If you get caught in a spot where your needle's kind of down instead of up, you can get a little bit of a weird drag before you go. So I get to the end. I'm going to go ahead and hit stop so it'll do a needle up for me. And then I'm going to back up in the ditch. And I'm going to come back after I'm done with the quilt and stitch this ditch down. It also has a horizontal ditch, and I'll stitch it as well. But you see, I got to the end, stopped, got to where my next diamond zigzag will be, and then I line up the ruler again. And it's the exact same thing. I'm just going the other direction. And with it being straight lines like this, and like I said, a light touch against the ruler, not pressing against the ruler, just letting the ruler guide my way, I can be kind of ambidextrous with this. I'm actually left-handed. So I won't bore you with going all the way to the end, but I thought you might like to see, you know, just like everybody else, I've watched a ton of YouTube videos on beautiful ruler work. But the ruler work doesn't have to be hard. You can buy a cheater cloth, or in this case, the idea was a golf themed quilt, and the other fabrics that are in it are also golf related, but she wanted a big panel of this with the argyle as a specific kind of design element. So that's where we are. Thank you. Have a good day. If you like the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you really like the video, subscribe to my channel. I post videos like this. I have a camera mounted on my quilt machine, and I post videos like this where basically I'm just doing quilting, and so you can see how it works. And I'm not a professional videographer, but I hope you like the video. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.